And we are live again. Wrestle Purist AEW Revolution preview and predictions, hosted by myself, Joe Hall. But Rob, Charlie is joining us. Not sure how long she's going to be with us because she's currently in Greensboro for
Sure.
AEW Revolution. So this is kind of a little special guest running at
Yes.
the start of the show. But yes, we are back again. AEW Revolution this weekend. Fire card, historical significance with Sting's retirement. Over 16,000 tickets sold in Greensboro. We're all fired up. But first things first, please like, subscribe, send in the super chats with any questions, any takes, any of your predictions, anything like that. Turn on the post notifications. And yeah, hope everyone's doing good and fired up for the pay per view. Going to start with you, Charlie. You've been through it, getting yourself to
Oh my
Greensboro. You're
gosh.
there now. You're fired up, and
Oh,
yeah, man, how's
what
it
a
going?
24 hours I had. It's been quite the adventure. We got delayed, like, long story short for everyone in chat right now. We got delayed coming out of Heathrow, missed the connecting flight. Our return flights got cancelled. We now have new flights home, so it's all fine. But I'm here in Greensboro. I'm very ready for the pay per view. I can't believe it's tomorrow. It's come around so quick.
It has. But time flies when you're having a good
Hmm.
time, excited, all those good things. Joe Hall, but you're very excited, aren't you?
I am, mate. I've got the iconic
Oh my
yellow
gosh.
legal pad on display. So
Wait, wait.
it's a big event when that's the case. Not actually true. I did it for Elimination Chamber as well, but nonetheless, I am very excited. This card is sincerely unbelievable. Like an
Yeah.
incredible lineup, and Sting's retirement would have been enough on its own, but alongside that, we've got an all-star kind of collection of talent here. So I'm very excited for sure.
Yeah, man. Rob, you agree? You think the card's good?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I love the card. I love the fact that they got all the good
Oh.
matches. This card, like compared to the one that we've seen a few months ago with World's End, it's like night and day with these two cards.
Yeah,
Where it's like there's no Abaddon, there's no there's no shitters on the card.
Yeah.
Basically, it's all just all right. This is Sting's last show. We gotta go balls to the wall. We gotta throw everything out there. That's what I like about AEW. So.
Beautiful. Yo, Lexi, come say hello, man. What's wrong with you? You're hiding in the background.
I'm not hiding. I'm
You
just
sorta.
actually streaming.
The audience, you know what I mean? Can't even say hello to your audience. That is just
Rude. I just
turning heel. Turning heel to the rest of your audience, it's just shocking.
Hi guys. Hi
Shocking.
friends.
There we go. There we go.
I'm just getting my stuff
See, that's
off
all
the
we
phone
needed.
with
That's all we
Charlie.
needed. That's all we
Wait,
needed.
Rob was talking. I didn't want to interrupt him, so I was like,
No, 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 no. Anyway, Revolution, man. I don't know where to start. We've got one super chat, so I'm going to start there. That's on 84, 199. Appreciate it. AEW Countdown, Sting Players Tribune are
Hmm.
must watch, must read, whatever you want to call it, with the Players Tribune. So, I agree though. I like all the extra content that's been going out there. I know obviously AEW Countdown is kind of a regular thing for the pay per views and stuff and the big shows, but obviously they added the effort and focus on Sting's retirement, which they've been doing quite a lot of the past couple of months. Really, they've been promoting it really well. So, um, yeah, man, it's Sting content, Joe. It's good
yeah.
stuff.
We were talking a little bit before we went live about like they've actually nailed it in that regard on this occasion, right? AEW their incredible track record on pay per view. That isn't always their strength. The actual promotional kind of pieces behind it. That's not been the case at all for this Sting retirement. They've nailed it. They give it a long run up. They've promoted it accordingly. And this week, as mentioned by this super chat, there's been some extra pieces. That Players Tribune deal today with the voicemails was like, what a cool
Special.
concept. What a
Yeah.
great way to kind of frame things and contextualize his career. So, yeah, I agree. It's been, anyone who's a fan of Sting this week, they've had like content at every turn. It's been very cool.
Yes, and again with 199, appreciate you again. Good luck to whoever is following Ospreay and Soup.
Yeah.
There's a few matches
Yeah.
on that card where it's like he could definitely. There's a few matches that could develop into something nobody's going to want to follow. That's
For
the
sure.
sort of card that we're dealing with on this weekend. So yeah, of course, Ospreay versus Takeshita is definitely one of those matches. But yeah, man, there's it could be one of the great. It could be one of the great pay per views. So Tribal Kev 199, appreciate you. Jay White equals Grave. I mean,
Bro.
MJF, you will suffer for what you did to Jay White.
He was still blaming MJF, man. Come on.
You will suffer.
We're not on
for what
Twitter
you did to
anymore
Jay
doing
White.
bits and agendas. It's like you can't with a straight face.
It's not a
still
bit.
blaming MJF.
Not an agenda. You did this.
I mean, he didn't help, but he's not even around. Charlie, you look distraught.
Oh my god, when this fucking 12-man tag match was announced, like I know we're not doing like the actual preview yet, but we're talking
Oh, we
about
might
Jay
as well.
White. Like we're talking about Jay White. So when that match was announced, I looked at Lexi, I was just like, look at this fucking match they've announced. Why are they facing Team TNA? I don't understand what's going on. It's just been bad, isn't it? Like I get not everyone needs to be in the world title picture. I'm a big advocate for that. But you could have done anything else with Jay White. Like, you could have done literally anything. I don't get it. I really don't get it.
So yeah, like it is a 0-hour match as well. So
Yeah.
AEW Revolution 0-hour. The first match we're going to talk about is Jay White and the Bang Bang Scissor Gang. Of course, Jay White, the Guns, Billy, and the Acclaimed versus, as Charlie has dubbed them, Team TNA. We've got Willie Mack. He's basically Willie Mack, Team Jarrett, and Private Party. Yeah, so Private
Okay,
Party.
so-
So I'm seeing Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, and Willie Mack.
How did Willie end up in this?
Team TNA. Charlie called it, bro. Look, he's what
Yeah,
he is.
So I understand they did say it with Private Party, but is Willie Mack part of the actual team now?
I honestly, we probably should know since we're previewing the pay-per-view, but you know,
I have no idea.
you get
Happy
I'm
for
happy
Willie
for
Mack.
Willie. I'm thrilled for Willie Mack that he's
Yeah.
getting on Sting's last show, but I'm surprised he's here. This should be a Mac classic, right? With this, I'm sure this is going to be great.
Yeah, man, I can't wait to see Satnam and Billy Gunn mixing it up. You know,
Oh my god.
it's gonna be trading holds, Joe.
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, I mean, this will be like in all serious within the context of the show. This will be a fine pre-show match. I have no doubt. It's more about what people
Yeah.
think, very fairly think Jay White should be doing. Isn't this is really the conversation, right? The match itself. I mean, it will be a crowd pleaser, I'm sure. Hopefully, Max's rap goes better than last time. I guess. Hopefully, I don't know. I don't really care actually, but it could go better. That'd be better for everyone else. So, yeah, it'll be fine.
Oh, Charlie, you're going to be listening to Max Caster's rap live in Greensboro tomorrow.
I mean, I'll be in the building when it happens. Listening is a strong word.
Oh man, it's you know, no want to get a few of the talent on the card, and you know, well, like Joe said, I'm sure the actual work and the actual match itself will be fine. It's just more so like the conversations around it, you know.
Yeah.
Rob, wake up.
I'm up.
What was your reaction when you saw this hit your
Going
timeline?
through I was going through my notes. I'm very upset
It was.
I'm very, very upset about this. I just don't like what they're doing with Jay White. I understand all the the outrage is getting a little bit too far, but I understand why people are kind of upset. You know what I mean? Because it's just like a few months ago, even though the feud was trash and the match was just terribly executed, I think people still expect and know that Jay White can be pushed to the main event level. So the fact that they're like, this is not even an attempt at rehabilitating him is like, what are we doing here? Like,
Yeah, that's a fair point because obviously, like, with the conversation around Jay White recently, in recent weeks and months, you know, obviously a pay per view like this in front of, in front of as many people in attendance as this is like you could just kind of throw something at the wall. Like, here's a Jay White singles match, you know, put him over and just try to get something rolling with again. But as Rob said, there is kind of some frustration in not even an attempt at that, and he's just still.
why couldn't Jay White, even though like I don't think a wrestler like him should be in this setting, why isn't he in the scramble for the world title match?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another good point as well. Yeah, 100%.
Hopefully they do the angle here at least, right? I know it's the pre-show, but really, who cares? Let's just do the angle here. Let
If
Private
they
Party
don't.
win the match and do the angle. That's not my
Yeah,
prediction, to be clear.
that would be
I think-
ideal, wouldn't it? You know?
Yeah, I think it's much more likely that Willie Mack just gets pinned, but That would be like, at least it would progress it. But yeah, I'd imagine the baby faces go over here.
Yeah.
Is that the prediction from all of us?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bang,
Yeah.
bang, scissor gang in the books.
Yes. Yeah, lock it in.
Oh my god.
We got another super chat here. Plethora 1C 199. Appreciate you as always. Double J should pin White. Choke on that. Slap nuts. It's very spiteful, you know.
Bit aggressive. Goodness.
It was capitals and everything.
Yeah.
But you know, this is the audience that we've got here. You know. All right, keeping it on 0 hour. What we got? Let's go with the women's tag match. Sky Blue, Julia Hart versus Willow and Chris Statlander. With, of course, Stokely. He's going to be playing some kind of games at ringside, you know. He's going to be doing something. But yeah, so far, Charlie, what have you made of kind of like this Stokely, Stat, Willow triangle thing that's going on?
I've been enjoying it. It's been a lot of fun, like because a lot of it was on Rampage start, so I'd only seen like bits and pieces of it. But I feel like they're doing something fun and they're telling stories. Like I know it's now involving the TBS belt again, but it started without that. So I'm glad that they're telling stories, like that aren't just always revolving around title chases. So that's nice. I'm excited for this though. I'm always excited when I get to see Chris and Willow.
Yeah, man. Yeah, he should be good again, but 0 hour again. Stat versus Sky Blue had a decent match pretty recently.
They did.
Sky Blue getting a second win over Statlander, which is quite surprising as a sentence to say out loud, but you know it happened.
Yeah.
I guess that the match itself, the work in that match was at least an encouraging sign for this tag match that's about to happen, wasn't it, Joe?
It was, yeah. I think, you know, this is not going to be the match people are talking about at the end of the night. Obviously, that goes without saying. But I do think that in the moment, this will probably, like, you know, like maximize its moments and its minutes here. I think on the pre-show, they'll probably get, I'd say, 8 to 10. I imagine it'll be quite good, honestly. Julia is just coming back. The babyface team is like, I think the world of both of Chris and Willow. In fact, I think they only seem to struggle when they wrestle each other, ironically. They seem to have a bit of an issue chemistry-wise. But against anyone else, I think they're golden. So this will probably be quite good. The Stokely thing, you assume will be relevant in the finish, right? You would assume, because there's clearly something coming there. But I agree with Chuck that it's been entertaining and good TV for what it's been, especially because it gave Rampage for those first couple of weeks like a little angle going on underneath. So, yeah, I'm going to guess. I'll just say that Chris gets a win back on Sky for the sake of a prediction, but I'm not locking it in this time, Monty. I'm just suggesting it. No, I'm not locking it in.
Why are you being a coward?
It's so hard to call, bro. You know, you get it's all-star tag, man.
What's going to happen if you're wrong?
Bro, anything could happen. This is Great Britain.
Someone's going to come to your door.
It'll be in the newspapers on Monday, you know? Holbert clanger regarding revolution, you know?
Chuck's screen has gone black.
Exploded.
Oh, I was getting texts. I had to check on that.
That's right. I thought he was doing an angle. I thought the House of Black.
Yeah, but like it didn't come up with the thing, Joe. Like the icon in the middle, like it just went black, like facts last night.
I just pulled down there.
I heard that was something. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
The Fox was like, it's a long story, but during Dwayne's promo, it kept cutting out.
Yeah. 40 minutes, you know.
That shit was.
Anyway, Rob, calm down. I know. He was getting ready to go on a Dwayne.
You can do that.
Shout out the High Chief.
Yeah, man. Worldwide on Mondays for people. Anyway, what was I saying? Rob, this tag match. You going into it optimistic? It should be pretty decent.
Yeah, it should be pretty decent. Like we've seen, like Joe said, they have good chemistry as a tag team, but like when they're apart, it's kind of like pretty bad. So, and they had a good tag team match against, I think it was Mercedes and Diamante on that Collision, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, this should be a good tag team match. Sky Blue, while she hasn't improved like tenfold or anything, she has improved a little bit, and Julia Hart has improved somewhat, so should be decent.
Yeah, man. So since Joe is too much of a fucking coward to lock in a prediction,
Fine. Chris Statlander's going to pin Sky Blue. Fine, but don't. If I get in trouble for this, Monty, you ought to blame her. Right? I'm telling my agent.
hey, man, it could affect your taxes. So
He could. He could.
you know, Charlie, lock in your prediction. Who are you going for?
I think Willow and Star winning. Yeah.
Rob.
I think Julia and Sky might win it.
Ooh.
Yeah, I could see them. Julia could I could definitely see them giving Julia a win here.
You know what I'm going to do this time as well?
What? Are you going to make note of this now? Aren't you?
No.
He's just gonna. I'm gonna get a text on Monday morning before I even watch the show. It's gonna get spoiled by Monty's fucking prediction league.
You got 70%, brother. You know?
Yeah.
All right. So, Joe, Charlie, Rob, me, bang bang for all of us. That sounded
Factuals.
weird to say. That sounded very weird to say.
For all of us was the. Yeah.
Okay, so we all said bang bang, and everyone
Something like
but
that.
Rob said
Yeah.
Chris and Willow. All right, I'm gonna go with Chris and Willow as well. So
All right.
Rob's been
That's
special.
all of. That's the pre-show, right? That's all of it, isn't it?
I believe so,
yeah.
Joe Huber. I believe so.
Alright,
That
mate.
is the pre-show. So let's take a quick super chat break from Jan Theodore with $2 Canadian saying Azumi versus Aminata on Rampage is going to change lives. Sounds like a very promising matchup, to be honest.
Yeah.
Very promising
Congrats.
indeed. We've got a couple of just kind of live chats here, which GN says, is Charlie going to be in the presser?
Wow, English. I was gonna say shall be. I will be there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, English
God.
English
We'll
was
have-
crazy.
We will have WrestlePurist representation
Yes,
at the
I
AEW
will be there.
Revolution Media Scrum
Yes.
through Charlie of WrestlePurist, Chuck, whatever you want to call it. You know, Tribal Kev says, "I've seen Joe's header. Thanks for realizing what he's cooking."
Yes, I'm going to be on this kick for a while, I think. I had one last night I was really proud of where Dwayne's pouring. There's a shot of him pouring it, and my caption was, watching Shane Taylor versus Samoa Joe on Blu-ray. There's a picture of Dwayne with his fucking drink.
Oh man, there's a lot of bits, a lot of content, a lot of memes. You know, you'll never run out of pictures of Dwayne The Rock Johnson on the internet. You know,
No.
there's just so
Never
many, but,
ever.
But yeah, man, the header's essential, bro. You know, it's just something that you got to do. It popped me huge. Like Joe tweeted about having his header being Dwayne, without even telling anyone about 45 minutes before. I changed mine to the Goosebumps bit.
Oh, my header is Dwayne looking up at the bloodline tree. On,
Damn.
on
I'm the odd
press.
one out. Mine's still El
Yeah, you need-
Desperado.
Close, very close. Yeah.
Similar draws, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, man. Dwayne Fever sweeping the nation. You know.
That's what I hear.
I can't relate. I really cannot relate.
Hey, man, we got Sting as well. Sting Fever. It's Sting
Yes.
week. You know. The important
May or may
things,
not
you
be
know.
getting a Sting tattoo tomorrow. We'll see what happens.
Oh,
We'll see
God
what
bless.
happens.
Oh, God bless.
Okay.
Does it depend if he puts over the Young Bucks or not?
No, it depends if we can find somewhere that will take all of the group that plan on getting them.
Yeah.
Be like his logo.
I think so. I think that's what the plan is.
Yeah, that seems like
I've got so
fucking
many
cute.
tattoos, it doesn't matter anyway. Just
God
stick it on.
bless. God bless. Let's get into the main card. We'll start with the scramble match. No meat madness. Charlie is heartbroken by this.
I'm gutted. This is why I was here.
But the original 3 that were announced for Meat Madness, obviously it's meant to be more than 3 people. But they're all still going to be in it. Lance Archer, Will Hobbs, Wardlow. But we're also getting Jericho, Hook, Brian Cage, and 2 more to be announced competitors.
Wait,
Was
didn't
one
they
of
announce
them
one
was
on Rampage?
yeah? I was gonna say I'm sure one of them was on Rampage, but I think I've read
I haven't
spoilers and I
watched
don't want to spoil like if one of them. Oh man, I
I
don't know.
know.
What's the
No,
match
don't.
tonight? Someone say in the chat.
The match
Pentagon,
tonight is the
Brian
triple. That's the
Keith,
triple threat.
Andre.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So this is what I mean. I would have just spoiled tonight's match if
All right.
Oh no.
if I would have just
So
got.
that was
Yeah.
Some people
Okay.
are
No
passionate about the
spoilers,
spoilers,
folks.
you know?
It is
But
the to
anyway,
be fair, it's collision. Carry on.
as Lance Archer told me earlier this week, there's still a lot of meat in this match, Joe. You know, we
What?
still got.
Yes, that sounds right. It's an interesting way you threw that to me. I don't know if that was necessary on this
What the
one.
fuck?
That was a little much, Rob, right?
What is going on?
I feel like what you said was crazy enough about me being named.
This
like
is
that.
no, but this is before the show, people. Me and Joe were deciding who's going to host this show, you know. And Joe is obviously the better host, but obviously, you know, with this being kind of like, you know, my baby, the channel, you know,
Yeah.
so I kind of have to take responsibility in a lot of these places, and Joe likes to sit passenger. It's an easier night for him, you know. But what the beauty,
How easy
one
does
of the
this look,
pros-
bro?
the beauty and the pros of being a host is that sometimes you can just throw your friends an awkward
I appreciate
pass,
it.
and they just
All
got
right,
to deal with it, you know.
I'll discuss it.
That shit was crazy.
So this is an interesting collection of talent, I guess, right? Kind of.
Yeah.
This is the match I'm least interested in on the main card. But honestly, that says more about the card than this match, because this will be fun, I'm sure.
yeah.
It's a scramble. Like, I don't think it'll be boring, right? I think it'll be entertaining for while it lasts. Feels like you got to pick Wardlow here, doesn't it?
Yeah,
You're doing
this is really
prediction.
boring.
Now, what's scary about that is I don't want to spoil my world title pick, but that would set up a match I do not want to see, which is a little
Yeah.
spooky. But nonetheless, yeah, I think Wardlow's the favorite, and that's giving my pick. He had the big promo segment to set up Meet Madness. He's still in this match. I think Wardlow over. Although I will say a scramble match allows you to. I mean, you can have anyone win this thing, right? Believably with a scramble match, it allows you to protect guys. But I'll take Wardlow nonetheless.
You go with Wardlow, and yeah, I think you're right. It should be a pretty decent time, you know. But yeah, we'll see how it plays out. I think it'll be pretty decent. Charlie, who's your vote? Who's your prediction going with?
I think Wardlow makes the most sense, but I'm very, very scared about Jericho being in this match.
Yeah.
It does worry me a little bit, but I think I'm sticking with Wardlow. That's who I've kind of like when they first announced like Meet Madness. I thought that's who was going to win anyways, because like you said, he's the one that set all this up anyway. So yeah.
Yeah, he
Going
had his
with
big
Wardlow.
promo. He's made his mission statement a couple times now. You know.
Yeah.
Like ever since his promo, like I basically knew he was gonna like win this match, and he was basically gonna he's basically gonna dominate most of that match. I think.
Yeah. It would rule if they threw Lance a bone here. I mean, seriously. I mean, I'm not just saying it because he's a friend of the channel now,
no.
but it would be really cool, right? And getting like an 8-minute Smojo Lance Archer match out of it, maybe, possibly. Like, it'd be cool, but
That's what
I think
like,
Wardlow's winning.
Yeah, like with Lance Archer, it's like when someone says, or when you see that it's being booked that there's going to be kind of like a, you know, like a Dynamite World Title defense, you know, Archer fits that profile very well, you know, because it's kind of his bag, isn't it, to kind of come in for like kind of like a novelty title match, you know, until he's cycled in again. So, you know, obviously Wardlow makes a lot of sense, but I think you definitely could look at Archer as one of the dark horses. Same with Hobbs as well. Jericho obviously is quite terrifying, but yeah, man, I'm
I don't know.
Did you make a prediction, Rob?
Yeah, Wardlow.
You know, Wardlow. So yeah, we'll go with the clean sweep. You know,
I want to go like Hobbs or something like that.
Yeah.
But
Feels like Wardlow. I'd be lying if I said otherwise. I think it's gonna be Wardlow.
he's gonna stack some niggas. I feel like so.
Not all of them.
He better have watched that Mike Awesome video that Chris O tagged him on.
Okay. Right. We'll save the women's title match because it is the only women's match on the main card. We'll go with the clean sweep. You know, we'll go with the clean sweep. We'll go with the clean sweep. You know, 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 we'll go with the c we'll go to the AEW International Championship match: Orange Cassidy versus Roddy Strong. Yeah, man, it feels like it's time. You know, let's get this belt off Orange for good. Maybe not. Maybe sometime a lot further down the line. You know, but let's get it off him for good for the foreseeable future. You know, Orange is done. He's run as far as he can run with this belt. You know, and you have to we respect it. I think it's pretty safe to say.
My God. An explosion just happened here, live at Wrestle Purist. I don't know. I think it was some sort of justice for the meat throw that happened earlier around here, you know?
Something like that, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Been there.
The hackers.
Yeah. What match was I talking about now? Orange Cassidy.
Roddy and Orange. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, Orange, he's run as far as he can run with his belt, you know. First reign, I think everyone kind of agrees was the better reign. That's not to say this reign was bad or anything. He's still having good matches, you know. It's still Orange Cassidy. It's just that there's not really anything to get your teeth into as a fan with his reign. It's kind of just waiting for it to finish, waiting for this match to happen so Roddy can get his belt, which a lot of fans are kind of hoping will further him along in kind of establishing this new Undisputed Kingdom group as more of a formidable threat, especially with Max being out. They've kind of been floating around, haven't they, Charlie?
Yeah, they have. They've not had really a whole lot to do, and through no fault of their own, to be honest. Like Adam Cole getting injured when he did was really, really bad for them. But yeah, I think Orange Cassidy has been a great champion in his first reign. It's been a little bit hit or miss in the second reign, but like you said, he's done all he can. But it's time for Roddy to take the belt, man. I'm ready to see it.
Yeah, it's time for Roddy for a singles belt, you know.
Good times.
In front of
I hope he has the same
millions and millions.
The same output rate as Orange Cassidy did. Like, I need singles Roddy matches regularly, please.
Yeah, I hope that's kind of like the point.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like Roddy wrestling for 15 minutes every week against a formidable challenger is. That could be one of my highlights of the week. Let me tell you, Joe.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, me too, mate. I co-sign completely, and I would say for this match, on this particular card, this match has got one of the leaders in terms of like distance between floor and ceiling. Right? If this is the opening match, they may tear the house down. I think this match could be spectacular. If this goes in between two bigger matches, I think the folks in attendance alongside Charlie could be using it just to take a bit of a breather, you know, because it hasn't got a lot of juice going in, I don't think. But hopefully the placement is generous. It's in the first couple matches of the card, because I think stylistically this could be killer. Roddy's so aggressive. He's going to give Orange an awful lot to sell, and Orange is going to plug those comebacks in. Yeah, I'm optimistic, even if I'm aware that if this thing goes on, you know, in that third hour or whatever in between big matches, it's going to be more of a challenge. But title change is my pick, nonetheless.
I think this match could be like a creeper, even if it isn't favorably positioned, because they're just so good. You know, Orange Cassidy, of course, he'll build until that closing stretch. You know, he'll try to give the crowd something, you know, with his selling and stuff like that, and he'll build to his moments where he picks his spots. He's so good at that. Roddy's a fucking animal. So I think even if it was in a unfavorable position on the card, it might start dead for like the first 5, 6,
They'll
7
get there.
minutes, but they'll get them because they're just that good, you know. So.
Yeah, I agree. They won't have a bad match, right? It's just more a case of will it be
even if it is dead, it won't be a bad match, you know.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I have like a bold prediction. I think OC is gonna win. No, I think OC is gonna lose. Sorry.
God.
I think Roddy's gonna win, and I think it's gonna be because of Trent.
Yeah,
good call.
Yeah,
I think we're getting a heel Roppongi Vice.
Yeah.
Because if you look at some of the looks that they've been given fucking OC.
They've been building.
Good call. Yeah.
Make a note of that.
Make a note of Rob's extra prediction there on the ballot.
It's definitely. I'm gonna put Trent, Rocky turn. Listen, that's money. Well, money's probably a bit far. I think we probably throw that term around a bit too much. I was about to say
Cool.
Trent and Rocky, big money, brother. But yeah, Trent and Rocky, very, very, very sound workers that I very much enjoy. And I think their addition as heels as well to this AEW tag division with some of the bright up and coming tag teams that they have in that division could be priceless. You know,
I agree.
Yeah, genuinely. So, part of me does hope that we kind of get it.
Me too. I like
hope.
it. It's a good call. Yeah.
So yeah, we all voting for Roddy then, yeah. Well, we all predicting Roddy. Voting. We're all predicting Roddy for that one, and Rob threw in the extra prediction as well. So we'll we'll send him an extra cheese wheel if he gets it right. Anyway,
extra cheese wheel. What?
Have you got your Wrestle Purist Company cheese board yet, Charlie?
I haven't.
I get one every week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Listen
We have a good time. Anyway, moving on. That prediction's been locked in. Quick super chat. GN £2. Is it true that The Rock called up Dolph Ziggler? Joe, you know the answers to this.
I mean, the answer is yes. No, it's almost certainly not true, but I was pretty proud of that. The electricity emoji gimmick on the end there is pretty proud. Dwayne loves if he can call something electric, he's gonna do it. It don't take much if Dwayne was on this show and he heard Rob say heel Roppongi Vice, Joe said that's some electrifying shit right there, bro. It don't take much. So yeah. It's not true as far as I know, but we'll just say it is.
You was doing some good you was doing some good art on the timeline yesterday.
I thought so.
Everyone was kind of getting carried away and having a lot of fun with that 21-minute Dwayne The Rock Johnson promo. That tweet, man, nearly flawless. The only thing you didn't do is you didn't sign off, or you didn't say, "Yo, it's DJ."
I should have done DJ.
Anyway, back to the pape. FTR versus Blackpool Combat Club members John Moxley and Claudio Castagnoli. I'm very, very fired up for this one. Of course, like a few of the matches on this show, we've already mentioned it with some of them, but I think placement with this one will definitely help or hurt it quite a lot, because even though we are talking about 4 premier talents when it comes to in-ring work, I know there's so much on this card that people are really into, but this is a little bit of a sleeper. This could end up being absolutely amazing at the same time. So
yeah.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking, Rob? What are you thinking?
I'm really, really looking forward to this match because as it is an FTR pay-per-view tag team regular match, and I will be very, very locked in for this match and very much pay attention to this match to see what we see, because FTR, you had a good match on the last pay-per-view we were on. The latter match was good, but I didn't forget about that Wrestle Dream tag against Aussie Open. So that pay-per-view track record in regular matches is still bad as far as I'm concerned. So I'll be locked in.
It's not even,
I'll be locked.
I'm not even going down that road, Oh, Joe, we love the FTR, don't we?
They're quite good, mate. Yeah, good team. I agree with you completely, though. It's another one, placement's key. Surprised there's no stip on this, I must say. Was pretty convinced they were going to do a stipulation of some kind. So
I thought they were going to do like a 2 out of 3 or something. Or
or even saying more something more black. But I don't mind. I mean, I'm happy to watch these guys wrestle for sure at any point. But I definitely think another one, floor and ceiling, there's a distance there. But again, same thing we just talked about a moment ago. The floor is still a good wrestling match. It's just a matter of whether or not this is going to explode into something special, which it very well could. As for the finish, I think FTR gets the win in Greensboro. I could be wrong. I don't know. It's a tough one, but I think so. I think Dax lost to Moxley in the singles, as he should. The first tag match, they had the time limit draw where it was kind of framed as though if FTR had a little more time, they'd have got the job done, right? BCC won the trios. I think FTR will get the tag win here in Greensboro. I'm locking it in.
BCC have also kicked the shit out of them in angles and stuff as well. So.
Yeah, they've beat their ass a lot. So I'm going to lock in FTR.
All right. Charlie, the tag team specialist of Wrestle Purists, what are you thinking about this one? Are you excited to see John Moxley's entrance? Maybe he walks past you or something, you know?
Oh yeah, whilst we're up in the hard cam section. But
I didn't know where you were sat, you know?
I've got media tickets, so it's out
God
of hard
bless.
cam. I'm excited about it. I love tag team wrestling. This is going to be a really good match. I think FTR are winning though, which is kind of unfortunate, but got to do what you got to do.
It's going to be loud in there, Chuck. Greensboro.
It is.
That's not unfortunate, man.
The house that Dax Harwood built in Greensboro.
Moxley and Claudio aren't these bright, up-and-coming young talents that need this win, you know? There's no shame about a little FTR winning Greensboro, you know? Am I crazy, Joe Hulbert?
Oh, no, I don't think so. It's a big deal, isn't it? FTR, they drew the house, I'm told, didn't they? So, is there any statues of them? Chuck, have you seen any FTR statues yet in Greensboro?
I can't say that I have, but I couldn't see a whole lot of anything last night beyond a certain point. So
Okay.
This is nasty.
Have a look for me. I'm told there's a lot of stuff around in there. No, I'm kidding, to be clear, folks. They didn't draw the house. Well, as far as I know, there's no evidence to. I mean,
you're just saying.
But yeah, look, seriously, we have our fun here. Match should be killer, and someone's gonna bleed. I'm pretty sure. So.
Oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. All right, let's lock in some predictions. I'm gonna go with FTR, same as Hulbert, Charlie, Rob, FTR or BCC.
I think I'm gonna go BCC. I know what we've been seeing on TV, but I feel like they're gonna keep them strong for a while because I feel like this is about to be either a major shift or a major storyline going into like the spring, going into the summer for the BCC. So, yeah,
man. Quick super chat. Spoiler Cats, $5. Appreciate it as always. Chuck, was it hard for you to get a ride out of the airport in Greensboro? This shit is crazy.
Well, I never made it to the airport in Greensboro. I got a ride from Charlotte, so we drove the hour and a half from Charlotte to Greensboro because we missed our connecting flight, and the next one wasn't until like 7 o'clock this morning. So I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, can't talk to it, you know. Is it how busy has it been from what you've seen so far though around Greensboro and stuff?
It wasn't like too bad yesterday. Not too bad. It wasn't like overly busy yesterday, but from what I've seen on Twitter, it's like quite mad today. There's like loads of people here.
How many people have walked up to you and thrown up the floor? Has that happened a lot in Greensboro? I'm told it does.
Yes. I've known who to avoid.
People just randomly come up to you, like, excuse me, can you take a picture of me?
Yeah. Yeah. Everyone wears the big gold belt and shit. It's crazy. I haven't been. I'm just going what I hear, you know?
Yeah.
There are so many people in town. It's wild. Like, people that, like, I actively know.
Yeah.
Like, I just keep seeing more of my mutuals just like, yeah, I'm in Greensboro. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I mean, I know what's going on, but...
Yeah, Sting's a powerful thing. He gets there. Even I never feel this way. And this weekend, I'm like, fuck, I should be in Greensboro. And that's, for me, that says a lot. So, yeah, Sting's very special.
Very, very special indeed. All right, next up, we'll go to the other non-title match. Yeah, the last non-title match. Will Ospreay making his, I guess it's his debut since signing for AEW versus Konosuke Takeshita. Singles match, family versus family. Don Callis has put two family members against each other to make each other stronger. You know, that's kind of the angle they're going with. I'm not actually mad at how they've got to this story, got to this match, to be honest. So, and I'm sure two absolute studs. You know, when we're talking about like the level of athletes and just kind of the level of just talent that we're talking about in this singles match. So this has a very, very high ceiling. You know, I'm pretty optimistic for it. I don't think just to be the pessimist, you know, because I got You know, I don't think it's as sure a thing as some do. You know, I do think there is a version of this match that is just kind of like pretty decent, exciting, athletic feats. You
The
know,
thing is, what you just described would be decent to you, but I think the people that are excited are going to love that exact match much more than you would,
Yes.
which is fine.
Nah, bro. This nigga Ospreay is about to He might.
I think this is going to be spectacular. Yeah.
absolutely. I think he has probably maybe the highest ceiling.
Yeah, I
Mm,
think
yeah.
this is the favorite to steal the show, to be honest.
All they need, literally, all they need is 15. That's it.
And that's the thing is, Rob,
Yeah.
I think they're going to be in
That's
that 15
better.
to 20 range too, and I think it's going to be an absolute just thriller, a real spectacle. We see the effort that Ospreay gives at this here, his first match on this big time contract. I'm not doubting this one. This is going to be crazy.
What if this opens the show?
Good luck to the rest of the fellas going on
Yeah,
afterward.
good
people.
fucking luck.
Yeah, bro.
I would honestly save it just because they're going to be so spectacular. The crowd could be tired and they'd go nuts for this match. It's Ospreay is going to. I mean, I think he knows how important this moment is. I think you saw that on Dynamite with the segment.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
yeah, it's going to be big time.
Yeah, Charlie, I can imagine you're very fired up for this
Oh my
one.
god. I'm so fucking excited. This is like one of the matches I'm most excited to watch tomorrow. I think that Ospreay's winning because it makes sense for Ospreay to win. But I'm not I can't rule out the possibility of Takeshita cheating. There is just something about the booking of this. I'm just I don't think Ospreay's walking out part of the Don Callis family anymore. I think they're gonna jump him after the match. But I'm not I'm 95% sure Ospreay's winning, and that's the prediction I'll lock in. But there's a little part of me, I'm just like, Takeshita might do something. Callis might do something in this match. I'm not sure.
Rob, you just had a sadistic grin on your face, and I'm wondering what you're cooking over there. So, would you like to share with us?
I'm laughing at Dewey. Because Dewey just responded to Humble Wrestling, talking about his promo yesterday that he cut on IG, and he responded. He said, "Meant every word, mahalo." He's such a beast, bro.
I'm a big fan. I have to say, it's alright. I'm now pulling this up myself.
What a fucking monster, dude.
Anyway, we're getting distracted. This is AEW show. This is Revolution show.
Sorry,
Dwayne just keeps trying to take over this show, and I'm not having it, Joe. All right, we'll take a quick super. No, we're not going to take a quick super chat break because we need to lock in these predictions. Rob, talk about a little bit about your excitement for the match and lock in a prediction for me.
I love the work that I've seen from Takeshita. Some of the DDT matches that we've seen from him in the past year, like the Jericho match, even though there was the wrong winner, it was still a good match. The match that he had against Darby earlier this year, and some of the match he had against Kyle Fletcher on Rampage last year. Some of those matches throughout the year have been some of the best we've seen from AEW, even through the dark times in the fucking fall. So I'm really, and plus it's fucking Will Ospreay. I don't need to say much more about Will Ospreay than that already has been said, probably. So very excited for this match. But I think the winner, I feel like Ospreay might win it. Ospreay might win. He probably might.
Ospreay. Yeah,
Ospreay,
we're all going with Ospreay.
Unless they go all in on Takeshita and he beats him his first pay-per-view match.
I think there may be a post-match angle here.
Yeah.
With Don Callis, kind of kicking him out. Or kicking him out is probably the wrong way to phrase it. But, something to that effect with Don Callis. I think it's possible. But the finish, I think Ospreay over.
You're locking that in, Joe?
Locking it in.
You're locking in.
Bring the newspapers. Bring the bookies.
Wait, let me just lock that in for you. There it is. Bet placed.
Bet placed.
Bosh. Right. What do I want to go to next? We'll go to Triple Crown. opposed to the Triple Crown. We're getting into. We just got
Yo.
straight title matches now, people. Big business. AEW Revolution, Continental Crown Championship. Bryan Danielson. He's taking on Eddie Kingston again. You know, I'm sure Bryan Danielson is just disgusted with himself for that loss to Eddie last time out. Eddie's been holding his head up very high, although he has been, he has been triggered a few times in this build. He has been cracked a few times in this build. Bryan Danielson's just choked him out. It's not. There's been a lot of demons for Eddie in this. There's always demons coming up when Eddie Kingston's dealing with these people in particular. I thought that was quite evident from the trios match, but yeah, man, Eddie Bryan, I'm sure he's going to be tremendous again. This is another one that's maybe a little bit of a sleeper, to be honest, because of just how loaded up the show is. This genuinely has potential to be match of the night. Pretty, I don't think it's wild to even say that at all. It's Bryan Danielson and Eddie Kingston, man. I'm seeing a lot of people. I'm seeing this split a lot of people's predictions. One of the more unpredictable ones. What are you thinking, John? What are you thinking?
I definitely agree. It's one of the more unpredictable matches. It's I don't know. I was gonna pick Dragon, and they've kind of got me with the him winning on Wednesday thing. And I've also my main reasons for picking Eddie Kingston are Brian submitted him on Wednesday, and more importantly, convincing Bryan Danielson to win a title is like convincing me to go on a diet. It's like fucking Mission Impossible. So with that in mind, I think Eddie Kingston's going to win in a match that could be a classic. I mean, you see what these guys did in those free TV matches. This is a pay-per-view match on a show where they know they've got to bring it. Triple Crown on the line. This could be special. I think it will be pretty damn close to that, honestly. So I got Eddie going over. And I think Bryan may kind of shift to, closer to a babyface for this last 6 months of his retirement run, quote unquote. So I've got King.
You think more important, some would say, is Joe. Do you think Bryan is gonna? You sure he's gonna shake hands with Eddie after?
I do. I think this is kind of the happy end to that story. I think King wins and Bryan acknowledges that he's been a real dick. and moves on with that in mind. I think that's what happens. But look, I mean, it goes without saying, if Bryan Danielson leaves with the Triple Crown, I'm all in on that also. You can't lose here, right? So this is going to be great.
Yeah, that's a good point. You really can't lose unless they do some like horse shit finish and Jeff Jarrett comes out with the belt somehow, But yeah, Rob, what are your thoughts on this one?
I think that this is going to be a really, really good match. Like, I think this might be better than the first match they had on the Collision during the Continental Classic. And I think that Eddie Kingston is going to go over, especially since he choked him out on Wednesday. Because it's time. I'm getting sick and tired of like watching Bryan Danielson call my guy a bum, bro. Like, it's come on, like
getting the crowd to chant it.
Yeah, bro.
It's despicable.
Yeah, so very, very excited.
We all locking in, Eddie.
Yep.
I still think
Charlie, talk about this match and talk about the fear of Eddie Kingston losing.
I think that Bryan is winning here because I think that Eddie's gonna like embrace the Mad King thing again and like just be a little bit unhinged for a while, which I think could be really fun. I know some people are gonna view that as like a regression from all the work he's done, but it's Bryan Danielson beating him. Of course, it's gonna drive him fucking mad, especially after like everything that's happened in this build. I'm trying to not let the way that they treated the match on Dynamite change my mind because of that's such a wrestling trope. Just like, oh,
Yeah.
Bryan went over strong. Like he's gonna like do the job for Eddie this weekend. But I don't know. It just feels like Bryan. They finally got on Bryan to take a belt, and like it for it to be the Triple Crown would be fucking incredible, to be honest. But yeah, I'm looking at Bryan. I'm very excited for this match. It's gonna be fucking awesome. They're gonna beat the shit out of each other. I can't wait.
Yeah.
They You know, the cable tied Brian's hands together.
Yeah.
You know,
Expert tip.
blindfolded
folks.
him, threw him in the back of a van.
Expert tip: if Dragon looks a little frustrated on his way out, if he looks mad, you know for a fact he's winning those fucking belts. So lock in on the entrances. But seriously, big fight feel for this one, I reckon.
Yes.
I think there's going to actually be like a split crowd. I think there's going to be. It's a big enough house that I think there definitely will be people chanting along with Brian.
Yeah.
But there's those Eddie
Brian
chants.
Danielson, man.
Yeah, and those Eddie chants are going to come in response as they always do. So I think this is going to be big time. I can't wait.
I'll be cheering for Eddie. I just think Brian's gonna win.
Yeah.
You're only human. You
No, anything.
know. Quick super chat break, people. Get them in while you can. Big Hero Chris, $5. Appreciate you very much as always. I'm kind of bummed out that I won't be seeing Kenny Omega wrestle here in North Carolina. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Of course, everyone wants Kenny to be back, and
I miss
hopefully
Kenny.
it's sooner rather than later. You know, hopefully. Half 2 euros. Joe Nation, let's fucking ride. And in brackets, it says both Samoa Joe and Joe Hobbs. Yeah, man. Good people. Speaking of good people, good person has just joined us. My good brother, Manny the Hooper.
Manny's here.
Manny the Hooper. We are previewing and predicting AEW Revolution. And I think this is just a great opportunity to get Manny still running, you know? It's just, we're here, you know? When are you going to get round to catching up with Revolution, or will you be watching it live? Talk to people, man.
I planned on watching it live yesterday, and then I got reminded that I have something to do tomorrow. So there goes my plans of watching it live.
Oh no.
Oh,
The Wrestle Purist universe is heartbroken, man.
Yeah, I woke up and I was like, I was watching all the stuff about Sting and everything. I was like, oh man, I can't believe he's actually retiring. And then I was talking to my sister. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this tomorrow. She's like, well, you already had these plans with us. And I was like, well, there goes watching pro wrestling live.
yeah,
again.
it's Manny.
Hi, man.
Go for it.
I like you.
He said hi. She hasn't got
That was so tame.
You seem very calm, Manny. Time away from wrestling has done you good, brother. You look very
No,
calm.
my neck hurts.
His hairline's got better, you know.
He looks at peace. You look at peace, Manny.
Thank you. I've been watching the Avatar too, so it helps with meditation.
All
and all
right.
that.
Yeah.
She's one with the element. Anyway.
He's ignoring you.
What happened?
6-star Saori Poi versus Suri and Shihiro Hashimoto. Yeah, man. Big fans of Big Hash. We're not quite as we're not in it as deep as you, 6-star. You know, I'm sure these super chats are on purpose to just stitch us up. You know, these are very much dumb go live super chats. You know, but we love you, 6-star. We
do.
always love 6-star. Jan Theodore, $2 Canadian. Appreciate it. On the Rocks form. On the Rock. Form is temporary. Class is permanent. Hey, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
Talk to him.
The Rock rules.
All right, Manny. Quick. I want you quick. A quick prediction. Eddie Kingston or Bryan Danielson on tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Bryan Danielson.
You're going with Bryan. Oh, we got 2 for Bryan. Well, the rest of us are going
Who's
for
winning,
Eddie.
Brian,
So.
not Eddie? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who's Lexi going for?
I don't know.
You don't know.
10 minutes onto questions, man.
I'm not gonna play
Uh,
I'm gonna say
Lexi's too long. I'm sick
Lexi
of Lexi's shit.
She didn't have time to prepare. She hasn't got notes. You got to be fair. This is
She
difficult.
hasn't got the play sheet.
Mm.
You don't have the play sheet, Joe. You know.
It is, mate.
I'd be stressing too if I was in Carolina, man. There's nothing to do there, but
Throw up a few fools.
That was crazy because Manny, I'm pretty sure that was an insult, but you delivered it like a compliment. That was fascinating what you just did there.
Alright, man. Let's before we continue with these we've got one last super chat. 6-star 199. Free Palestine. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely.
Yes.
Aye.
I would like to note for anyone watching at home, and mostly Alexia herself, that we're not ignoring her. We can't hear her.
Yeah, that's
You
what I
cannot
was
hear
just saying
Lexi.
to her.
Hey, it's okay. You know,
Yeah.
it's not
There's like the
right.
distance from the things.
Yes, yes.
It's all right. You know, she's not in the booth. It's sweet. You know.
Yeah.
Okay. Danielson, Kingston. Okay, moving on to the TNT Championship. Daniel Garcia is
Yeah.
challenging on pay-per-view for a singles AEW title versus Christian Cage, who was just who in recent weeks has put Adam Copeland, apologies people, put Adam Copeland on the shelf. Feels like he could potentially be coming back to help Daniel Garcia win this belt. That's my prediction anyway. I think Daniel Garcia is going to get the win here. And yeah, man, I'm ready for it, Joe. I'm ready for
Yep.
Daniel Garcia to have this said singles title in AEW on TV, defending it, and just raising his stock, man.
I would love it, but I think they're going to do something a little quirky here. I think Copeland gets involved, but actually prevents DG from winning. I think obsessed, insane Adam Copeland cannot deal with the idea that someone else is going to take that belt from Christian. You know, and I think Garcia had that line a couple of weeks ago on Dynamite about if the match had gone on, I'd have tapped out Adam Copeland. I think that was an important moment there. I think Copeland will feel a certain way about that. So I got Christian. I would love to see DG win the title. These two really should be a natural match. I think the ceiling for this pairing is very, very high. This is probably not the night or show where you'll get to see that, right? I don't think this is going to be the night for that necessarily, but I mean, this should be a very, very smart wrestling match.
Oh yeah,
and another one that's
high
hard to
IQ,
call.
brother.
Yeah, it's another one that's hard to call, which is like the biggest strength of this card beyond the match, just the talent on display. I think a lot of these matches are difficult to pick, but I'll reluctantly take Christian Cage.
Christian Cage versus Daniel Garcia sounds like something even Money the Hoop will want to catch up with.
Oh yeah, I think Edge is gonna spear him right out of his gear, or whatever he wears, the pants or whatever. Is it Garcia still wear the pants?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is gonna make Garcia into a wrestler again. I don't know if he's doing that now, but
He's still doing that gimmick, you know. Yeah, man. Rob, what you thinking? Garcia, Christian Cage.
Adam Copeland will be the reason that one of these men walk out with his belt tomorrow, and that man is Daniel Garcia. I'm not saying that he's going to play a part in the finish, but I feel like he's going to fight off the rest of the patriarchy. So Daniel Garcia gets Christian all alone to win that belt.
Charlie, what's your prediction? What you thinking about the match?
I'm very much in agreement with Rob. I think that Copeland's going to take out Killswitch and Nick Wayne, and Danny's walking out with the belt. If he doesn't, man, it just feels like the right time to do this title change. Like, Garcia's been working so hard to get to the point he's at now, so I think it's time, man.
Yeah, well, that's kind of how I'm feeling. Like, it's time. Let's do it. You know, let's get going with let's give him a ball to run with. You know.
Yeah.
That's how it doesn't. It feels like he hasn't really ever been given that, and the closest he's been given to that was the Continental Classic, where he lost every match, but won, and still made it mean something through his performances. You know. So yeah, this would be nice to see. You know,
for sure, absolutely.
Get a ball like this. Excuse me 1 second.
Okay, folks, we have 2 more matches to go. With the world's title match in the main event. 3?
Oh, the women's one.
Joe's just misogynistic. It's alright.
This is the world's title match. We're not done Joe yet.
I thought you said the world's title match.
Oh, we haven't. No, never mind. I'm thinking I'm mixing my preview shows. Carry on. I'm sorry. I'm back. We're
gonna have to put a stop to these in your next contract.
I'm busy. You know what it actually is? On the Thursday, we've discussed the Joe match to such length. No, I know, front to back. Carry on with the program. I apologize.
Wow.
Is Heyman still wrestling in the match?
Yes. He's a liar. Okay, so did everyone make the prediction for Christian Cage, Daniel Garcia? Yeah, I
Yeah,
think we did.
Danny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Tony Storm, Deonna Purrazzo, AEW Women's World Championship. I will be rooting for Deonna in this, but I don't think she's going to get it done, sadly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a foregone conclusion either. I do think Deonna has a chance. I do think there is a world where I could see Deonna Purrazzo actually pulling this off. For the reasons that I think me and Joe spoke about in recent weeks, where it's like, so what Women's World Championship, Tony Storm, very gimmicky and stuff like that. And I think as over and as like she doesn't really need the title to be doing the shtick that's getting her over the way it is at the moment. She can still do all the Mariah May stuff. She can still do whatever, pretty much. She basically do everything that she's done thus far without the belt, and also it kind of, do you really want a gimmicky, like such a strong gimmick being your world champion and kind of representing the division, especially when Mercedes Moné is about to come in? I think Deanna's a better fit with Mercedes Moné if that is the direction we're going with, rather than putting her into the Tony Storm verse. So there's all these different factors. Like, I'm not saying Deanna should go ahead and be champion for the next 6 to 12 months or anything. I think it should be more kind of a transitional thing to Mercedes, So, but again, I do think the consensus pick will be Tony Storm on this one. What do you think? What are you thinking, Rob? Wake up.
I'm thinking that this match, I think that Tony wins this match, and I think her next feud is going to be Mercedes. So,
yeah, man. Yeah.
And it's going to be really good because Deonna is really good, and you guys who say she's bad are wrong.
Yeah. I think most of us on screen are pretty big believers in Deonna Purrazzo, But yeah, Joe, what are you thinking? What do you think about the possibilities there?
Yeah, we're in the same spot on this in terms of I'm rooting for Deonna. I think that would be a smart move for her to be the champ that kind of welcomes Mercedes, and I think they could have a really good match. But Tony's going over. I'm pretty sure of that. The big X factor here in terms of the match, I actually think they can have a really good match, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because I think Tony's going to wrestle more aggressively based on the build. The big X factor is they cannot have a layout that is overly babyface heel. I understand with the story they're telling, Dion's the babyface, but she cannot be fighting them from underneath and playing Ricky Morton here. Like, it's not the place. That crowd is going to be more leaning in Tony's direction, as most crowds do for Tony. So have that kind of mixed, have a back and forth from the most part, and I think they'll be fine. I just worry if it's too regimented in that way, I think it will hurt the crowd because I think the people are going to be rooting for Tony, which is fine if you lean into it, right? But we'll see.
Yeah, so I mean, I think there is a way that you could do it, but it involves literally flipping them. Deonna wrestle as the technical heel, work body parts, blah 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 blah.
Which would work way better, honestly, right?
Because I mean, there is a way where clear babyface and heel works, but it's not the way that the story has been told. So,
no.
But yeah, Joe, Rob, Charlie, you are going to be there live in attendance. Are you looking forward to it?
I am. I think this could be really good. As long as Tony's
good.
She's pumping her fist. She's good. Yeah, I think as long as Tony doesn't lean too much into the gimmick during this match, it should be really good. But they've done a good job with Deonna in this build, trying to get her to pull away from the crazy shit that she's been doing. So I think after the first few minutes, it's gonna end up being an actual really good wrestling match. I do think Tony retains though because of as Rob said, Mercedes coming in at big business. I think it's pretty clear that she's probably going to be straight in the world title picture. So yeah, I think Tony retains.
Yeah, Manny the Hooper. Quick prediction: Deonna Purrazzo, Tony Storm.
Team Deonna.
There we go. There you go, Robert. There you go. You gotta have one believer on the squad,
The big time.
Okay, let's move it on to the freeway for the AEW World Championship. My prediction as well for whatever it's worth is Tony Storm. But yeah, AEW World Championship freeway. Samoa Joe, the defending champion, versus a truly unhinged heel Hangman Adam Page, and a Swerve Strickland that is pretty much slowly but surely turning into a crowd favorite babyface. You know, he hasn't quite done the in storyline on screen switch over yet, but there has been slight flashes of it, and obviously the crowd reaction to him is kind of pushing it in that direction anyway. So some interesting dynamics going into this, but all dynamics that I think will make the match better, to be honest. Samoa Joe, he ain't going to give up that title easy, Joe.
He's not, and I think on Thursday, I think Charlie actually stumbled upon the right finish. I was looking for the finish, and I think Charlie came up with the best one, which is a situation where Hangman taps, to Joe with the mindset of, if I can't beat you, then Swerve certainly isn't going to. And I was working on this with our friends in the Late Night Grid, not including Manny. We were thinking of a visual where, Joe has the choke on Hangman.
Mm-hmm.
Swerve climbs up to the top rope for the big Swerve stomp. The house comes up with him. They're ready to see it. Hangman flips him off, taps out, goes stage channel. I think that is the logical finish. I think this is a very unique moment in terms of a triple threat match, because I think all three guys are very feasible winners. You could talk me into any of them, and I think none of them are stretched, which is very rare if we're being honest, but I got a feeling Joe's leaving Greensboro with a belt. I think he may not be leaving big business with the belt, but Greensboro, I think he's getting out there with the belt for now. We'll see. Lock it in.
All right, so Samoa Joe, it's Joe Hulbert's pick. He was never going to pick anyone else, was he, folks? Manny, quick prediction. Who's going to walk out of Revolution and the world champion?
Samoa Joe. I don't think he's dropping that thing anytime soon.
Okay. Rob, of the Island of Relevancy, talk to me. What you thinking about this match? And
I was about to go all in on Swerve, but then Joe brought that thing up of Hangman being like, if I can't beat Joe, then no one can. If I can't win the title, then you can't either. And I'm like, fuck. That makes a lot of sense. So it's completely changed my mind. I think, but I just seriously do think Joe is retaining. I don't think Swerve is winning the belt tomorrow. I feel like they're gonna keep it on Joe a little bit longer, then they'll do the change. But
okay, so Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie.
I have gone in circles. I have been going in circles about this match. I feel like every time I've had a conversation with someone about it, I'm just like, yeah, I think this guy's winning. And the answer changes every time. But I have convinced myself that Samoa Joe is retaining. And that Hangman's going to tap out just as a fuck you to Swerve. I think that's where it's going.
That was Chuck's finish. It was your finish, yeah.
She's a good booker.
He is.
He's a pretty good booker. Well, I think that Hangman Adam Page is
still on the Hangman.
With the
it's crazy. None of us picking Swerve. Like, if you'd have asked me a month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, I've been like, Swerve's winning the belt at Revolution.
If you asked me before Dynamite, I would have said Swerve.
Yeah. Now, the issue, of course, with us all picking Joe is we also all picked Wardlow. And,
oh, yeah.
Oh, brother. Lock in. Bring your working boots for that one. I saw it last time. We're gonna...
I've never felt like Swerve. Like, I'm not to be like, oh, I'm different, bro. But like, I've genuinely never thought that Swerve was where Swerve's crowned. I've just never felt that way, even back earlier on where it kind of seemed like it may have been going that way. But I was never kind of like that sure of who I thought was gonna win. Whereas I guess now, gun to my head, because I don't want to be a coward like Joe earlier in the show. I'm locking in Hangman. I'm locking in an unhinged Hangman Adam Page. I think it'll be I think this finish won't be quite as smart as Charlie's. I don't think it'll be quite. I think it'll be a thing where Swerve has like got it won. Hangman will fucking throw Swerve out the ring or something, and just pin him. I think some way, somehow, Hangman is gonna despicably, disgustingly
it.
get out of Greensboro with that title, like, and
He
run
should
out of
come
there
out to
like a
Ghost
bandit,
Rider.
you know?
I need him to
He's-
come out to Ghost Rider. Cement the term, man. Do it. Change the
I
music.
think he's yeah, man. Yeah. I think I'm knocking in Hangman.
While we're requesting music, can I have Samoa Joe come up to the champ is here?
The champ is here. Champ is here. Oh, I could buy that for Samoa Joe, bro. I nearly said Joe
Should've done
Hall,
it.
but then
You should have. That'd be very different. They should have done that at Wembley, dude. It would have been great.
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know why it fit him. So it's just
Dude, if imagine he came out to the champ is here and the belt in reference was the Ring of Honor Television Championship, that'd have been
Oh,
fucking
yes.
awesome. Imagine.
Fucking rules.
Oh man! All right, so that's our world title predictions then for the triple threat. But yeah, I think the match will be tremendous. There's a lot of crowd investment. The crowd clearly cares a lot about these three men. Tony Khan said on the media call earlier this week that Samoa Joe is the most high quality champion that you could possibly ask for. Quite
Factual.
frankly, I agree with him. I agree.
Best thing he's ever said.
It's up there. It's probably top three.
Yeah.
Um,
They should make that the show's slogan.
but yeah, man, love Samoa Joe. I'd actually be quite happy to see him retain here, but I do think Hangman is gonna be the one to walk out of Greensboro with it. So let's talk about, as reported by Dave Meltzer in Observer Newsletter, and as expected by many, the main event, Sting's final match, the last dance, the final hurrah, one last song, play music one last
Bye-bye,
time,
Sting,
Joe,
Sting.
but bye Sting. Oh man, a lot of emotions, people. A lot of emotions, a lot of sentiment this week. It has pretty much been Sting week. This is the Sting show, as much as this show is stacked. Just gone through the card with all you guys. This show is stacked. Like, it's a great card. I think you wouldn't be looked at crazy for arguing this being one of, if not the best AEW pay-per-view card on paper that they've ever done. But despite all of that, this is the Sting show. This is what this is. This is what this show's all about. When we look back on it, this will be the significant, match on this card, and it is the AEW Tag Team Champions, nonetheless. Sting and Darby Allin challenging the AEW EVPs, Nicholas and Matthew Jackson, better known to some of you guys as the Young Bucks. And yeah, man, this I'm very excited for this. Just kind of the spectacle of it more than anything, to be honest. Like, yeah, it'll be a good match. I'm actually pretty confident it'll be a good match because, Sting and Darby, who doesn't love just watching them do their thing, especially on like a stage like this? Everyone's going to be there for Sting. And obviously the Young Bucks, it's like, how often do they let you down in a big match? It's probably never. If it has happened, it's very, very rare, So very, very fired up for this one. Even though it's not the work rate or anything that I'm particularly fucking most fired up about, although I'm sure it'll be really good. It's just, this is it. Savor every moment, people. Every second of the entrance, every second since the bell rings, every second of I'm sure the post-show, celebration of his career, the confetti or whatever they do, It's a special one, Charlie. You're going to be there live.
It is. This was the whole reason I came to Greensboro, because I refused to miss Sting's last match. I am not ready for this. Like, it's going to be so emotional being there in the building for it. I think the match is going to be fucking great. Like, putting the tornado tag stip on it is a really smart idea. So they don't have to try and, like, work some epic. They can just go out there and have a really fun match, because people are going to love it no matter what. But I feel like having that stip takes a little bit of the pressure off of it. I think it's going to be such a fucking good time, and I'm ready. The Revolution was the first time I saw the Bucks wrestle last year, like live. So I'm ready for it to be a full circle moment for me. I'll finally see them crowned, because I think they're winning tomorrow. I think the Bucks are taking the belts.
The Bucks. Manny, you're shaking your head. You're shaking your head. What's going through the mind of the Hooper right now?
Sting's retiring undefeated like Floyd Mayweather. You know, that's what he's doing. You know.
That's that's it. That's what we're bumping right now. You know, Sting. Sting's got to get that win. Now, you think? Do you actually think he's winning, or do you want him to win, man?
I think he's winning. I think
He's
Tony
winning.
Khan's just not gonna let this man retire with disgrace. You know, he's gonna go out there
A
with
disgrace. He's
He's gonna go out there
God.
with 0.
retire as a disgrace. It's fucking
It's
unhinged
wild.
sentence that you just said about Stinger. Rob, put the lighter down. I need you to talk about this match. Stinger, Derby, Bucks, EVPs. Yeah, man. Talk to us.
I think the Young Bucks are gonna take this home. I think that I think the time for happy endings is over. The time for happy endings, confetti, and smiles
Christ.
and celebrations with family. All that shit is time for that shit
all
is
that
over.
shit.
Because all that being said, listen, happiness doesn't make money. All right, listen, that's so tomorrow, Sting, we're sorry we had to do this, but you forced our hand. So
Oh, Joe Hulbert. What you theorising over there?
I agree. I mean, I don't know if I agree with the phrasing. Rob got a little bit philosophical there, and I don't want to co-sign that, but I do agree with the prediction of both Rob and Charlie. I think the Bucks win here. I think Sting will want to go out, putting someone over. Now, I want to be clear in saying that if that isn't what happens, it isn't because Sting pulled it doesn't work for me, bro. It's probably because Tony Khan pleaded with him to win the wrestling match.
Mm-hmm.
That's all, and I also think there's a very good chance the Bucks are not exactly rushing to beat him. It's one of those weird situations, right? Like famously, Terry Funk and Bret Hart had to argue about, I'm not winning, you win. One of those deals. So, I think we may see some of that here, but nonetheless, it's going to be a party match. As you mentioned, Monty, the spectacle is a big part of the attraction here, right? This is going to definitely have some extra trimmings in terms of the presentation. I think it's pretty clear they're going to swing for the fences in that regard. I think based on the way it's been talked about and the way they've built up to it, it's going to be one to remember. I'd imagine Sting has a last show of defiance, this kind of heroic moment before he's beaten for the first time in AEW. That's my guess, but it's a credit again. I think they could absolutely win this match and just have the belts be vacant. That wouldn't surprise me at all, but I will pick the Bucks. I think they're the favorites.
I really hope they do the "I love you" spot or whatever, and then he just
They've done it
reverses
before, though, man.
Yeah,
Why don't they do it?
the Bucks did it in the Christopher Daniels Frankie Kazarian tag.
Oh, fuck that, bro. I mean, this is better.
Damn.
Oh man, I'm struggling, and I'm
Chris
still.
Daniels opening a collision match today. I mean, this is something different, Just hit him with the death drop or the Stinger. What is Stinger's finish again? The Scorpion death drop.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're right.
You should do that and you get the
You're
pin.
right, man. Yeah, I can't do this one. I'm struggling. I'm struggling a lot because if you would have said to me a few weeks ago, who do I think should win and who do I think is going to win, the answer would have been the EVPs. But seeing the way that this show has been built up and kind of the sentiment that they've put into this build, even that player tribune thing with all his family reaching out to him, and it just feels like it's just. I think part of me just thinks Sting and Darby should just do the perfect ending, bro. Have the beautiful, go out as winners, beautiful in Greensboro. But then it's like you put the Bucks over, you get all that heat on them. It'd be tremendous, it would be fucking tremendous. And they get out of there with the belts and stuff. You leave Sting in the middle of the ring for the crowd to do their thing and thank him and whatnot. I've seen a few people suggest that they do kind of like a Keiji Muto Chono thing with Darby at the end, where he has a little 2-minute fuck around match with him. Yeah, man, I can't pick right now. I can't pick. I'm gonna go with whoever the chat picks. So starting
Oh,
from
come
this,
on.
starting from,
Coward.
Lock it in, Monty. Come on.
I can't.
There goes
I
your
don't
parlay,
know.
guys.
You see how earlier when I was calling Joe a coward, he had a pick, but he didn't want to lock it in. You understand? Whereas
Oh,
like
it's the
now,
main
I
event.
can't. I'm going with my heart. I'm picking Stinger.
Okay.
Picking Stinger and Dobbs against my better judgment because I'm going with my heart. So this might fuck up my parlay, but you know.
Yeah, the chat is filled with the Young Bucks. I'm stinging Darby. It's my pick. God bless you.
Honestly, I'm on your side now. They have to. I was
me and Manny, the
I
true
need-
philosophers
I
of
need,
this channel.
I need to see Sting and Darby fuck around, after the.
No, stop with this. Stop with this, Manuel. Please.
They chain wrestle, and he hits him
Oh
with
my
his
God.
little flying thing he does. Just it'd be awesome.
All I know is that I will probably cry during this match. So.
Yeah.
I think
No,
Tony
I
Khan
agree.
will too.
Oh man, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. I ain't flip. I'm not flip flopping either. I was about to flip flop. I was about to
God,
go
man.
to the. I'm staying
Young
loyal
Bucks.
to Sting because if I'm wrong, there's no shame in being wrong for picking Stinger one last time.
You
That's
tell
my
yourself that,
mentality.
kid.
That's my code. You get me?
They're going to I'm sorry, I love you. They are going to super kick him and they are going to Tony Khan driver him for the 3.
Wait,
What?
that's your new move?
Why is Punk being mentioned in the live chat now?
It's not a new move, Manny. They just renamed them.
He's a very popular wrestler who works for the WWF.
They renamed the
People are
move to
just
the Tony Khan driver?
Yes.
It just,
That actually
it
kind of
just comes out of nowhere. AEW Revolution. That's our predictions locked in. That's our preview locked in. I guess I just kind of want to quickly talk about kind of Joe's touched on this, and I guess we've all kind of like touched on it a little bit throughout this preview. But it's kind of the way that they've built this show. It's pretty clear what this show is, as I was just talking about a couple of minutes ago. Like, this is the Sting retirement show. Like, this is what the build has all been around. Although the card has been tremendous, and the on-screen TV build for some of these matches has been very good as well. But nonetheless, promotionally, this is the Sting show. He's the only guy on the poster that we've used as the thumbnail today, just as one example. The Players Tribune thing that we mentioned. People doing interviews about him, like the Derby one, the Countdown, having special parts about Sting in it, and genuinely, I think as a promoter, like in like the literal sense, like as a promoter, I'm not talking about his matchmaking and his booking and him getting the pops off the marks. Like, I mean, as a promoter, promoting a show. Branding it a certain way, etc., getting your stars involved and all that sort of stuff. I think I guess my hot take would be, this is the best job Tony Khan has ever done promoting a show
I agree.
ever in his 5 years of being a promoter. So
yeah, they've
that's
actually
my
packaged
I guess
this.
it's not a hot take. Since
No, I like the point though, because they've actually like packaged this and given it like a real gravity and importance, and it's the way it should be. I mean, Sting deserves that, and I think that's why we've seen it happen. Because I think Tony Khan, whatever you think of Tony Khan, and I'm sure in the chat there's a wide range of opinions, but whatever you think of him, that dude loves Sting. That much is without any question or debate, and I think that's shined through in this build and this promotion. So I agree.
I mean, shit, how many pressers have we seen where he's like hugging Sting with his entire life?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Stinger. That interview, man. And he was like, the little Stingers aren't so little anymore. I was just like, oh, it's been a ride, man. And I'm not even one of those guys. You get me? Like, I weren't watching Surfer Sting live. Do you know what I mean? But there is plenty of fans. Not sure if any of them are watching this, but there is plenty of fans who will be in Greensboro tomorrow or watching it from home tomorrow who are like, fuck, man, I remember in WCW, blonde hair, like, it's crazy, man. The impact that he's had, like, what Dak said about him like almost got me, when he was talking about like his dad. He was like, me and my father didn't have the greatest, father-son relationship, but I could guarantee every Monday night we'd sit down for a couple hours and watch Stinger. And it's like this is the importance of
Yeah.
the icon. He really is special to the business, and as if anyone who's heard anyone said about him this week, everyone has such great things to say about him, and especially for these older wrestlers, bro, that is rare, man. Like Sting is
Absolutely.
not to go too cliche, but he's one of the good ones. He's one of the good ones. He just is. It's just a simple fact of what it is. You'll be very hard pressed to find people that will just publicly say anything bad about Sting, to be honest, because he's carried himself with nothing but class for the past 40 years.
Yeah, the most Sting thing ever is that Bret Hart fucking hated being in WCW. And the one thing that he will always say is, Sting was a real class act. I really enjoyed working with him. That sums Sting up, right? Like the guy, the most WCW wrestler, and Bret hated that entire run. But he's like, I'm glad I worked with Sting. He was good people.
And a good part of that is like you wouldn't know this Sting was like had a past where he was like an alcoholic and he had to go through rehab and he had to you wouldn't know it because all these guys that you hear that shit about, they're just dickheads that basically are staying on the business, whereas like you just said, a lot of guys are like, nah, Sting is cool. I love Sting. So
yeah,
that's a good part. Nobody can basically be like, yeah, Sting was an asshole to me.
And he's always remained like open minded and like open to kind of moving with the times as well. Bro, look he's just spent the past 4 years in AEW. A lot of people of his standing, of his age as well, even if they were capable of doing the things that he's been able to do over the past couple of years, would very much turn their nose up at just the idea of AEW. Never mind being as involved with him, being in a tag team with someone like Darby Allin, and all these different things. So it just goes to show just kind of how much of a, just he's just fucking cool, man.
Sting, bro.
Bro,
We did go on, bro. Go.
Every era of wrestling, like since the 80s, has pretty much had like every kid who grew up around all these different eras of Sting, like Jim Crockett Promotions, WCW, then TNA, then when he was in WWE for a little bit, and then even now in AEW, like kids now in AEW when they're older could be like, yo, I watched fucking Sting come down from the rafters in fucking Huntsville, Alabama. So
don't forget Noah. He did Noah.
We did Grin Grappler Sting a year ago, and at the end of those shows, we always do like final thoughts, the legacy of whatever wrestler we've discussed. And what happened to Monty a minute ago happened to all of us on that show, where in the end, the conclusion was us just going, it's Sting, isn't it? Like, at some point, what is there left to say? It's Sting. He's the most, like, obviously awesome and cool wrestler ever. Look at him. Look at his matches. He's Sting. And I think that is, I think that's more and more refreshing in a time where, like, every wrestler gets debated. With Sting, it's just like, look, man, it's Sting. What do you want from me?
Yeah.
He's fucking awesome, you know?
Yeah.
He is, man. It popped me out of this in the Tony Schiavone voicemail when he was talking about. Oh, I remember the Bruise Cruise. Jim Herd era. He's like, oh, what a time to be in wrestling, huh? I'm sure it was, Tony. I'm sure it was.
You think we get like a special kind of like entrance or something for Sting?
Oh, he better.
Oh, absolutely.
He better.
I hope we
It'd
get
be
like.
insane not to.
I hope we get like not every version, like just like him and like Surfer Sting all the way to Pro now or whatever. Like people like that. Like you know how like, they did for John Cena or Will Ospreay at Rep Pro last week. You know, he had all doing his gear. Hope we see something like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely got a lot of options. I hope they go all out, like fucking WrestleMania style. Like just do something absurd. Just fucking go crazy.
He is a big house, and he we joked about it. He's fucking drew it. Like, let's be real. They ain't getting these crowds every week. It's for Sting. There's gonna be people there that were there for the Flair match in '88. Like, go for it. Treat it like WrestleMania. Go for it.
Yeah, man. It's been a beautifully handled send off for, like I said earlier, genuinely one of the good ones. It seems. Obviously, I don't know him. Would love to. But Yeah, it does seem like he genuinely is one of the good ones in wrestling, especially of guys of his age from his era to be as open-minded and as chill and as cool and as successful as well at the same time as he has. He really is just truly one of the unique people still around in wrestling. So still appreciate him while we can. Of course, appreciate this last few days of his in-ring career as well because it's been a hell of a ride, you know. Hell of a ride. No matter when you jumped on, like that's the thing with Stingers, right? It's like some fans jumped on in TNA, some fans jumped on in Nitro, some fans jumped on as recently as AEW. You know, it's like we've all had different points where we've jumped on. Some fans have like for me, it was like growing up, I'd hear more about like the legend of Sting, so it was more of a thing. Like, I got prompted to go back and watch it, you know. So it's like then when seeing him in TNA and all these other things, like I kind of had a bit more background context, but not the same as someone who grew up living it, you know.
Yeah.
It's like we all jumped on at different times because he's had such a long, significant career, you know. He's again, he's just fucking it's Sting, you know.
It's Sting.
I know Joe did the watch along for Sting last year, but just think about all the wrestlers that he's been in the ring with. It's
Mhm.
just pretty crazy. I don't think any other wrestler is gonna have that kind of resume like him. Where it's like
In
all the
terms of who
different
he's been in
races
there
that-
with, it's very like. So there's him and Flair in it. Like they both wrestled everyone there is to wrestle, like pretty
But the
much.
thing that
you
he
know.
wrestled Flair and Steiner's Kurt Angle, you know, like it's so much he wrestled Kurt Angle, and he's just gonna end up wrestling the Bucks, you know, just like
And he's closing out his career with a Young Bucks match. You know, it's crazy, man. It's crazy,
It's
but in a good way. You know, in
Yeah.
a really great way, in a very
he's happy
special
with
way.
Shingo, like that's fucking crazy, like you know.
Yeah. Oh, I fucking love that match so much.
Yeah. Yeah, and he obviously means a lot to the AEW locker room and just I think
Yeah.
just wrestlers in general. You know, I'm sure there would have been some WWE wrestlers that would have left one of those voicemails if they would have been allowed to or asked to. You know.
What voice was he talking about?
So the Players Tribune did I guess like an article feature where it was like it's called something like Hey Sting, where basically people from AEW and his family leave him like a 2-3 minute voicemail just saying like, Hey Sting, what a career it's been, you know, you've been such a great example, blah, whatever they say, you know, obviously they all say different things and there's like 10 of them. There's like 10 different voicemails all in this like
Is it on YouTube?
it's on I'll send you the link when we get off this because we are wrapping up shortly, but yeah, man, he's got FTR on it. He's got like his kids on it. His sisters on it. Tony Schiavone's on it. Who
Eddie
else we got on
Kingston.
it? Eddie Kingston's on it. Britt Baker's on it. Yeah, man. But it's great. It's like I was saying to I think I was saying to the Wrestle Purist writers chat earlier. Like it's one of my favorite pieces of like wrestling media recently. It's not like it's something that has like load, like it has depth in it because it's his family and stuff like that talking to him, but they are like short clips, you know what I mean, like little 2 minute ones, and it's not like this expansive written piece that's really smartly put together or anything, but it's just something nice that anyone can follow, even if you're not into like big writing pieces or anything. Because I know a lot of people aren't. You can kind of just click on it. Oh, Eddie Kingston. Click on that, click play, listen to it. Jeff Jarrett, click play, listen to it. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's just so cool. Like, it's just a cool piece of media, you know. So yeah, shout out them for putting that together and everyone involved in doing it. And then obviously the video of Sting listening to it as well. Like that's awesome as well. So
He did a lot of cool stuff. I mean, Darby's thing was cool, and this has nothing to do with Sting, but I like Will Ospreay's welcome AEW thing. I think I saw on YouTube.
That was cool,
video,
yeah.
Really well put together. Seems like they are getting better with that stuff, which was always going to happen with time, wasn't it? You know, it's like I feel like sometimes we take the WWE video packages sometimes for granted, especially because we are bombarded with them sometimes at times when we don't want them, you know. But like when there's a big match on before pay-per-view and WWE put on a video package, like it's fucking levels, you know what I mean? And AEW recently, I think, has been able to kind of hit that level more often than not, you know. And that's not to say that they've always been bad, but there have been times where AEW has been kind of hit and miss with the video package, I thought. So, yeah, man. Fired up for the pipe. Prediction for match of the night before we get out of there. Rob, I'll start with you.
I'm gonna take a wild guess. I'm going to go with Will and Takeshita as going to be the match of the night.
Okay. Joe?
Yeah, I think Rob's pick is the right one, but fuck it, I'm going to go with Eddie and Dragon.
Manny?
I was gonna go with Rob. I feel like that match can be like
Yeah,
that's gonna be something special.
There's a version of that match that's just like crack, you know?
Yeah, I really feel like the next 4 up guys are just gonna be Takeshita, Ospreay, Swerve, and Hangman. Those are gonna be the big 4, and then I just think that match is gonna be fucking phenomenal. But
Yeah.
I'll choose FTR and Sting and Darby.
Did y'all see
Hey.
AEW? Did y'all? What?
FTR, Sting, and Darby.
Wait, what? Oh, the Young Bucks and Sting and Darby.
Did you
There we
see
go.
AEW posted like their own sort of SmackDown 6 earlier today? Where they posted it was like I know it was Swerve, Hangman, and a couple other niggas on it. Let me find it.
In the posted it.
a graphic, you mean?
Yeah, it was a graphic.
I didn't see it.
Rumor. Anyway, match of night, Manny. Charlie, you'll be there live, so your viewing experience will be somewhat altered to ours in terms of how you see the matches. But what do you think you're going to enjoy the most as your match of the night tomorrow?
I think it's going to be the tag match, Sting and Dobbs versus the Bucks. I think that's going to take the cake for me.
Yeah, I think
So excited.
I do think that I'm going to go with the main event as well.
It was
to be
a
honest.
Zarian thing. He said their future is it's very evident their future is Will, Takeshita, Swerve, Hangman, Garcia, Orange Cassidy. So
I think
it's like 6.
a lot of people have been talking about this, you know, like, they've got great plans for Ospreay, and every conversation I've had with people has been like, you know, they're very much into the futures of like Ospreay, and you just started naming people like Ospreay, Swerve, Takeshita, Orange Cassidy, Garcia, Hangman, and people, I feel like he did say that he did say it, and those are the 6 people he named, but to me, it felt like he was just talking, and people have reacted to it like, oh my god, Tony Khan has a big board in his office and it's got these 6 names on, and Jay White's not on it, and it's like, bro, I think Zarian was just naming bright talent. I don't think he was like, oh, this is the TK list. You know, I don't know. I haven't actually spoke to Zarian about it, but for me, he felt like he was just talking, and people have taken it. People's reactions have been like super literal. You know, like, where's Jay White? You know, why isn't MJF in this? And he's just like, bro, he was just naming names.
Did you see the last few months of NGF's reign? There's a reason he's not there.
You see the last few months of Orange?
Manny just coming in with the orange shot, like.
It's like when you said those 6 names and you said Orange, it was like that meme. Like, why is there a polar bear in Texas? You know?
Yeah, come on,
It
man.
was a polar bear.
But yeah, obviously those 6 names are very bright talents who you do expect to have continue to have great careers in AEW, you know. So, yeah, man, definitely 6 to circle, you know. But yeah, like I said, I do think people were taking it very literally. I don't think he intended it to do so, although I haven't actually spoke to Zarian about it myself, so take it with a pinch of salt from me. But yeah, Sting.
Good wrestler.
Yeah,
He's alright, I know.
Sting in it.
He's alright, I know. We got anything else we want to add? Charlie, anything you want to add since you're going to be there live in Greensboro? Does Lexi want to do one last run in?
I don't know where Alexia is. She might be getting ready because we're going out soon.
Shocking.
I know. I don't really have anything else to add. I kind of said everything that I wanted to about Sting, like across the podcast and in the article I wrote. If you haven't read it, please go read it. I was quite proud of that.
Good plug.
But yeah, I'm really excited to go to Revolution tomorrow. I think it's going to be like one of the best pay-per-views ever. Like, I really do think that they have nailed this for the most part.
Yeah,
it's got the potential. Manny. So that's a perfect pose for the question I'm about to ask you. Have you been able to listen to Cat Williams on Joe Rogan yet?
No, I was gonna listen to it when I leave right now.
I haven't even listened to it myself yet. I was just seeing the clips on the timeline and I was like, this is the most Manny episode of anything.
Manny, you have to listen, bro.
All the conspiracy theories and shit that they're
Yo,
talking
Manny.
about. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say. It is my bag. I saw one clip pop up, and I said, "Holy shit, it's Cat Williams." Joe finally invited him on, so I clicked on it, and they were talking about the pyramids. I said, "No."
Manny.
I don't know the context of what they were saying. They brought up the pyramids.
Yo,
and I said,
Manny.
I'm gonna sit down and watch it on my TV.
Mid-pyramid conversation, Manny. Mid-pyramid conversation. He goes, there's these 4 ancient tablets, and I was like, all right, bro. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here?
Listen, it takes some turns, Manny's gonna love it. He's probably gonna live tweet it. He's done that before. He's gonna live tweet it whilst nobody else but him on his timeline is watching.
I say, man, like Joe does stuff on his podcast that, like, I'm like, I'm done. Joe's been there too when on Discord, and I say I'm done with Joe Rogan, and then he does something. He puts out another podcast with another guest, and I'm just like, all right, let's just run this back.
Manny was like, well, he might be anti-vax, but.
No, the worst
that Jake the Snake podcast, brother.
I think Joe was in there when I was when I lost it on what was it? Joe had the magician on, David Blaine on. Didn't even talk to him about magic. He was talking about herbs and shit. And I lost my mind. I said, "Bro, where's the magic talk?"
Talk about Alpha Brain. All the things that Joe Rogan's haters hate him for. That's the thing that made Manny be like,
Yeah.
this is outrageous from him, Mushin Iqbal Raja with £9.99 says, "Yo, Manny is back. I know you've just caught us on the end of this live stream. I'm just kind of asking Manny random unrelated questions now about Cat Williams.
Did you guys see Rey Mysterio, bro? He looks fucking crazy. You see his mask?
Yeah, that great Muta style mask that he does is
he gets to take that one back.
It's so beast, bro.
It's, I love the sentiment behind it, but the actual execution and what it looks like on his head is.
Yeah, go back to the drawing board. That one.
Yeah. But Ray's back. Happy to see it. Hit a lovely 619 last night, John. Randy Orton looked tremendous last night as well. But this isn't a WWE show. This is an AEW
It's
show.
not. No.
Collision is on in about an hour.
How much does Randy weigh now? Like 275? Because he does. I saw that video.
Manny, we'll talk about this in a couple of minutes in the post show. All right, has anyone got anything else to want to just kind of throw out there before I wrap this up? Nothing at all.
We will be here on the channel for a watch along tomorrow.
There you go.
Unless otherwise takes place, we will be here during Revolution. So,
Beast. Unless it doesn't happen, we will be here tomorrow. Unless something happens, But yeah, hoping to do a watch along tomorrow. Of course, check out the Lance Archer interview I did earlier. Yeah, man, nice little 20-minute interview. Pretty easy listen, if I do say so myself. And Charlie did the Sting feature. And Manny's going to write a feature about Sting, 4,000 words. Looking forward to it.
You're just going to get it.
AEW Revolution tomorrow night, live on pay-per-view. Sting's Last Dance. Very fired up. Hope you guys are too. Hope you've enjoyed the preview and predictions. And we'll see who got the most right. And as always, like, subscribe. Please make sure you hit the like button, even if it's the only thing you do. The comments, I know I push them, and it's always it's the extra cherry on top for me. The comments are. Of course, I do like to think that you all subscribe if you have been listening to us for the best part of 2 hours on a Saturday night of all nights. Yeah, please make sure you're smashing the like button, man. Please, all of you on your way out, please hit that like button. We need it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Appreciate all the super chats. We'll be back tomorrow with a watch along, and yeah, man. Hope everyone enjoys Revolution. Peace.